Hi everybody, welcome to How Your Hormones Impact Your Drive and What You Can Do About It. My name is Dawn Bennett. I'm the best-selling author of The Touch Crisis, and I'm an emotional freedom techniques practitioner, and I work specifically with sexuality and relationships and healing relationships. So let's get right into it. Have you ever been a little bit stressed out and not really had the capacity to do anything else in your day? Perhaps your work has stressed you out, your children, your obligations for the day. Or maybe you're just stressed because you are doing a lot of activity. Maybe you're exercising a lot and you're changing your diet and you're trying to do a bunch of healthy things for yourself. Maybe you're stressed because you have a bunch of kids. Maybe you're stressed. There's tons of reasons, right? Stress increases a hormone called cortisol, right? Cortisol is a stress hormone that actually impacts how the rest of our hormones work in our body. And when we have high levels of cortisol, we have less capacity to have sexual desire. It actually can change the other hormonal mixtures in our system because we're in a more of a fight-flight state. So that's why it's really important to find ways to decrease stress in your own life. So one of the ways you can do that is by using emotional freedom techniques, tapping. Another way you can do that is find a self-care routine. For some people, this means taking a bath, doing yoga, doing some breath work, finding 2 minutes. Whether you have to lock yourself in the bathroom 2 minutes to breathe for yourself in order to allow those cortisol levels to come down, to let go of the stresses that are impacting you during the day, and really focus in on your body and yourself. Another way you can increase sexual desire, and this is your second key, is by being really body aware. So for example, there's a technique, and a lot of women know Kegels, right? Men may be familiar with them as well, but there are 2 triangles. If you think about your body as having kind of 2 triangles in your pelvic floor, okay? So it makes a diamond shape, right? From the front of the pubic bone all the way to the back of the tailbone, and then off to the sides of the legs, right? So kind of imagine it as a diamond shape. And in that diamond, you can cut into a front triangle and a back triangle. So for women, the front triangle incorporates the urethra and the vaginal canal, and then ends at the perineum, right? And the back canal incorporates the anus. And for men, right, it's just the front, the urethra area, divided by the perineum, and then back in the anus. And what you can do, both men and women, to increase or to change your sexual desire is just imagine slowly lifting that. Okay? So it's like a muscle contraction. So just the same way you'd flex your bicep, right? Although it's not as powerful, just sit and imagine just lifting. And then releasing. Because you need both. You need to be able to lift and to release. And this can be a little bit different than Kegels for women because it's softer and you're incorporating the whole triangle or the whole diamond, although you can break it into a front and back triangle as well, right, to find the difference between how those muscles move. The reason why this is important is it helps wake up the nerves and the muscles there. It helps increase blood flow. So the more softness, the more awareness, but also the more blood flow and nervous system response you have there, the more you're going to have natural desire. The more you're going to have a capacity to feel, to experience, to understand and have a level of desire and a level of pleasure. Because it's not always towards going to the big O, it's about the pleasure along the way. So now, you've found some ways to soften your hormonal levels, and you've started working with your muscles and your nervous system in order to increase pleasure and increase the movement through that area, right? Through the pelvic floor area. When you're doing that as well, if you're not forcing it, right? This isn't like a workout where you're like, I'm going to lift weights as much as I can and I'm going to really make this hard and I'm going to get frustrated if it's not working or if I can't feel it or if I can't do it. It's just like any other muscle in your body where you are actually training it. So be really gentle with yourself, because this is also not a way to make yourself more stressed. This is not another way to increase your cortisol levels. This is a way to bring your body also back to calm. And the fun thing about this technique is you can do it anywhere. You can do it sitting in a stoplight at your car. You can do it in a meeting at work, right? If you're bored, you don't want to be paying attention, you can literally just tune into your body and feel that movement. So you can even do it with your breath. So you breathe in and allow that pelvic floor to drop, because your diaphragm, your breath diaphragm drops, which then allows that pelvic diaphragm to drop. And then you can lift them both together, right? Breathe out and allow that one to lift. And you can do that just really nice and gently. Because what happens with us, and this also influences our hormones, is that when we are stressed, we hold our breath. And so when we hold our breathing diaphragm, we also hold our throat. We also hold our pelvic diaphragm. So one of the problems that I see and the challenges that I see is that we get all stressed out at work, our cortisol levels are raised, our breath is shallow, and we're subconsciously tightening throat, diaphragm, breathing diaphragm, pelvic diaphragm. And that restricts blood flow everywhere. That restricts oxygen everywhere. That doesn't allow our hormones to work naturally. So when we even breathe, even if you're not doing the pelvic floor exercise, when you take a deep breath and allow that fight flight to allow that cortisol level to drop, or use EFT or use yoga to allow those hormones to come down. Now you're in that rest state. Your digestion is better. You have more pleasure. You can feel more. Whether feeling means a stroke on the arm, whether feeling means, you're just present with yourself and you're feeling yourself in your body instead of being way up here in your brain and, there's so much to do. So those are my tips for you to start shifting your hormonal levels. And it's not the only way. Because, of course, other things are impacting our hormones too, the foods we eat. If you're on any kind of, women are on any kind of hormonal birth control, that will shift levels, sometimes in a really great way, sometimes in a not so great way. But the more we can get ourselves in balance, the more we can tune into ourselves, the more we can stay in a relaxed state, breathe, move, bring awareness to the parts of ourself that want pleasure, the more successful you're going to be in increasing your own desire. Because another challenge I see is people don't even know how to shift their hormonal levels, how to come into a relaxed state. So I'm going to talk in further videos as well about other tips, other keys, other tricks that you can use actually physically to move things. So the final key to shifting your hormonal levels is finding a way to increase oxytocin in your body. So oxytocin is known as the cuddling hormone, right? It's brought up when we have healthy touch. And healthy touch can be everything from handshakes to hugs to snuggles. Whether you do it with a partner, with an animal, with a friend, increasing your levels of oxytocin also helps your sexual drive. Oxytocin is really important for bonding, for altruism, for feeling a part of, for feeling connected. Oxytocin is the hormone that women release when they're having babies. Right? But it helps us bond. It helps us have more gratitude. So if you can increase your levels of oxytocin through other types of healthy touch, that will also influence your sexual desire. It will also influence your capacity to want more, because once again, you are now in your body. You are now in a calm, resting state. So your 3 keys to increasing your sexual desire. Number 1, decrease that cortisol level. Get rid of that stress. However, whatever that means for you, get rid of that stress. Number 2, be aware of your body and start doing some soft exercises with all your diaphragms, with your breath, with your pelvic diaphragm, and allow that blood flow, allow that nervous system to really engage. And number 3, increase your oxytocin levels through cuddling, through bonding, whether it be, once again, with your animal. Right? Because increasing oxytocin, even though I'm talking about it in relationship to sexuality right now, it's not sexual. So don't feel weird by like snuggling your cat or your dog, knowing that it's increasing your oxytocin level, or hugging your child, knowing it's increasing your oxytocin level, because that is not about sex. That is about feeling within yourself. So that way, when you are ready to be desired, when you are ready to feel desire for another, you have the capacity, you have the energy, you have the bandwidth for that, because you are getting what you need for yourself, and your body's in that calm, relaxed, aligned state. So please leave comments below if you have any questions, any concerns. I'd love to answer questions. Otherwise, check out my bio, my description. There's events that I offer to help you do these things and give you more detailed tips and tricks on things that, maybe aren't appropriate for me to post on YouTube, but also where I can guide you specifically to settle in. Subscribe, hit that like button. My name is Dawn, and have a super lovely and connected day.